Today we're diving into something truly remarkable. It's a portfolio from the Chimera Center for Innovation. And let me tell you, this is not just some list of projects. It is a detailed, ambitious blueprint for a future that's been completely re-engineered by technology and AI.
You know, this single line from the source material just perfectly nails the scale of what we're about to get into. It's not an exaggeration at all. We're talking about reimagining pretty much everything, from the actual language we use to the cities we live in.
So, to make sense of it all, we've organized this explainer into 4 main themes. First, we're going to look at the plan to organize all of human knowledge. Then, we'll see how that knowledge is used to reshape our physical world. After that, we'll zoom right in on how it enhances our daily lives. And finally, we'll pull all the way back to see the incredible grand vision that connects everything.
All right, let's start at the very beginning. The foundation. See, before you can build the future, you need a rock-solid base. And for Chimera, that base is all about fixing the fundamental ways we communicate and how we organize our collective wisdom.
So, what's really fascinating here is the problem they start with. Our languages are polysemantic. That's a fancy way of saying a single word can mean a bunch of different things. Just think about the word run. You can run a race, run a business, or have a run in your tights. Now, that kind of ambiguity is great for poetry, right? But for pure science, it's a major flaw. It's an amazing trade-off to think about. What we'd gain in precision, we might lose in art.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. This is the goal of their perfect language model project. On the left, you've got our current, sometimes messy, ambiguous languages. And on the right, the goal, a monosemantic language. That means every single word has one and only one super precise meaning. It's designed for universal clarity, especially in science.
So here's the crucial part. This isn't just some abstract academic thought experiment. Perfecting language is step 1. It's absolutely essential. Because once you have a tool for total clarity, then, and only then, can you start the massive job of organizing everything humanity has ever learned or created.
And just look at the sheer scope of that ambition. We are talking about building comprehensive timelines of art, literature, even the history of gods, a complete book of knowledge, a universal database of scientific formulas, a global knowledge base of every disease known to man. The goal here is nothing less than creating a perfectly organized, universally accessible library of all humanity.
Okay, so once you've organized all that abstract knowledge, what's next? Well, the portfolio shows how you start applying it to reshape our actual physical world.
Now here's a seriously cool example of this idea in action, the OpenStreetMap to SimCity converter. What it does is take real-world map data, feeds it through an AI, and then spits out a playable, realistic simulation of an actual city. It's such a brilliant way to merge complex things like urban planning and data in a way that literally anyone can play with. But it's not all fun and games. A huge focus of this theme is solving our planet's biggest challenges. You can see the pattern here, right? For natural disasters, there's a real-time risk app. For pollution, there's a plan to convert plastic waste into energy. For policy, a system to actually assess the environmental impact of renewables. Every project takes a huge problem and aims a data-driven solution right at it.
So, we've gone from organizing all knowledge to literally reshaping the planet. Now let's zoom in. Let's go from the macro to the micro and see how this whole vision actually impacts our day-to-day lives.
This chart gives you a fantastic overview. The portfolio goes into detail on projects that weave AI right into our personal routines. Things like designing the perfect meal for your health, remastering old video games for fun, and even an app to help with huge life decisions like where to live. The vision is AI as this seamless, ever-present personal assistant.
Let's just zoom in on that perfect meal design idea for a second. This is not just some fancy calorie counter. We're talking about an AI that balances all these complex variables: taste, nutrition, your specific health needs, and even the sustainability of the ingredients, all to create the ideal meal. It just shows you the incredible depth behind even these personal skill projects.
And this isn't just about our lives at home, it's about completely revolutionizing how we work. The portfolio lays out things like a chartered AI controller apprenticeship to create a whole new profession, a business agent to help companies navigate complex regulations, and even an AI newspaper designed to deliver totally unbiased news. These are tools meant to reshape entire industries from the ground up. Okay, so let's bring it all home. Let's pull the camera all the way back. When you look at all these projects together, from perfect languages to perfect meals, you start to realize this isn't just some random collection of cool ideas. It's a single, cohesive, and unbelievably ambitious blueprint.
31. Just let that number sink in for a second.
That's how many distinct, potentially world-changing projects are detailed in this one portfolio. The scale is just staggering. I mean, each one of these would be a massive undertaking on its own. Together, they represent a complete vision for the future.
And the range is just as wild. On one end of the spectrum, you've got a project literally called Build a Brain, which aims to create a new theory of cognition. And on the other end, something as practical and down to earth as a thermoelectric cooling blanket. This vision operates at every single scale, from the purely theoretical to the immediately useful.
And this, right here, is the most important point of all. The Chimera portfolio is not about inventing the next cool gadget. It's about building new foundational systems. Systems for knowledge, systems for managing our planet, and systems for our own self-improvement. Each project is like a Lego brick in a much, much larger interconnected structure.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really provocative thought. We've just walked through a blueprint that wants to re-engineer language, knowledge, the environment, and our daily lives. It is incredibly, incredibly bold. So the question it forces us to ask is this: when you're faced with a vision of this magnitude, where do you even start? What's the right first step?